Hello, everybody out there. Hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show today. It's the 18th of July, and this year is just going fast. You know, we're in July already. So I'm hosting today, possibly with somebody else joining me, but I'm not quite sure yet. You know, life and everything. But we have got our fabulous guest here. We've got Jannette Barrett, aka Lyricist B. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you very much. Long time no see, Cecile. Oh,
I know. It has been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Let's get cracking then. So,
okay.
Tell us who Jannette Barrett is.
Jannette Barrett.
Your day stuff. You know, your day, the day's time stuff.
Jannette Barrett is a community advocate for mental ill health, and it's across the board, across the age groups, male and female, no matter what genre. That's the day work. As a retired psychiatric nurse who came out of the hospitals in 2004 and decided to say, okay, I didn't like the conveyor belt style of the mental health issues that they were dealing with in a hospital. It was an elastoplast. And I wanted to get down to it properly, find out the reasons why people were affected by their mental health, stay with it, try to prevent them being sectioned or placed into various units, try to combat what was happening in the police stations with our own people. Because of culture barriers, language barriers, etc. So I says, okay, 2004, came out of the hospitals and started Jan Can Care, which is bespoke care packages for people of any form of specialist neurodiverse needs.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I know it falls into your passion line as well.
It does, yes. Yeah. Many years working within the community with learning disability, mental health, elderly as well. And mental health is huge.
It is.
And misunderstood and wrong category sometime, and discrimination and everything that comes along with that.
And I must admit, Cecile, that it's labelled very quickly before it is diagnosed properly, understood, and the reasons behind it aren't researched properly either.
Yeah.
So, and I thought that in the community, I would be on my own timeline rather than in the hospitals. It was a different form of timeline, and you could start with someone, and by the time you're just starting to find out what's going on, you're on to the next person.
Yeah.
You know, red tape, timing that you have to slot into was actually affecting my mental health.
Yeah.
Wasn't doing the job properly. So I says, I can't do this. So yeah, and for the fact that I needed to address what was happening in my own community, because I was going to the hospitals and I was seeing what was happening in my own community and walking past it, if I'm honest, walking past what I was seeing early in the morning with them walking on the street and talking to themselves, things like this. And it wasn't something that I was handling very well. You know, they always say charity begins at home, if you want to call it charity, but sharing is caring. And if you have some sort of knowledge of what you're doing, but you was bypassing your own, then it just did not sit well with me.
Yeah.
At all. So that's my day work.
So that is a show in itself. So we will get you back just for that alone. Because there's so much more to look at with that, like you've just been saying. It's huge, and I think, I don't know how many years ago it was, you know, they changed the categories of what comes under mental health, and now it seems like everything does.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about the quick to label something without really what's behind it and everything. Because if you really want to pinpoint it, we all have a margin of it, if you want to put it like that.
Yes.
And there are people that would use the category of mental ill health to slot into something for their own their own agenda. So it's making the research and the diagnosis of some people that really need to be assessed quickly being at the back of the queue, because there's so much people coming in front who may have a little bit of this or a few more connections that can get through the door first before ones that are really priority. So it's made it less black and white.
Yes.
Marginal grey areas, which we need the resources and we need the people now, even more than before, to be in the game to work those dominoes and stop them from falling over,
So, as I said, that is a show all of its own. So you will be coming back for that one. So outside of that, what else do you do?
Well, that is one passion, which I'm extremely driven by. And the other passion is to balance the stress for myself and be creative, because I really do believe whatever creative passion you have, you should try and marginalize it to become 50-50 with your day work in order to keep that equilibrium balance between spirit and physical self. And that is the importance of being able to continue from day to day. So besides writing with you, my dear, life in a lockdown 2020 behind closed doors, I am a multiple published author of my own books, which is 3 books. I have a trilogy of, and also another 5 anthologies with other people. And that writing itself, I don't leave it just at the writing. I want the writing to come alive as well. And I'm sure you've heard then, that there's many books that have been turned into films or theatre.
Yeah.
And that's the way, as a dyslexic, neurodiverse person, that I keep things in my head. And that's why I'm under the name as well, Lyricist B, because I'm very lyrical, musical, and creative. So putting all those 3 together with the writing, I decide to become a script writer of my own plays and also for other people. And that brings us on to the play that will be performed in London at the Jason Roberts Foundation Pavilion. And it is called...
Before you go to that,
yeah.
What were the ones, because you've already been on stage?
Yes.
With the things you've put together. What did you do so far?
Oh my goodness. I have done the number 88. I have done Joseph versus Barrett. Joseph versus Barrett was my maiden name against my married name.
Okay.
And many people want to go back to their younger selves and give them a good telling off. Also tell them everything is going to be all right. So that's still verging on the mental health issues. What would you do if you could go back and speak to yourself? And that was a Joseph versus Barrett play. And it was in a court setting. And the judge themselves was called Judge Jajira. I think, God Almighty, and how would you answer yourself to God, if you had the ability to do so and come back? So wow. That was really deep, great play. And that play, Cecile, was done during lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah, it was sold out completely. It was done during lockdown, but then I could only have 25% capacity in the theatre, just for obvious reasons. And it was done wearing face shield and all the things that you had to do just to let it go on. And I was one of the only amateur theatres plays that went on during that time. Wow. The rest of them, Cecile, was shut down.
Yeah.
So I was really blessed and privileged to do that. Then I had the number 8, which is the year my second child was born. And the number 88 represented a time of my life where I lost one of my twins, and the other one survived, etc. So that's another mental health issue. They're all sort of going on that line. Another one is Cries from Their Cells, and that's based on my last book, which is Cries from Their Cells When Walking on Forgiveness Road, the third of the trilogy. And that was my journey to forgiveness and my journey back into the prison where my domestic abusive partner, ex-husband, was in. And I had to go through those doors, Cecile.
Wow.
Through those locked doors, searched and everything, walked down those same corridors, relive the smell of that prison and sit down face to face. And just thinking about it now, not only speaking with people like him, but helping to rehabilitate them, Cecile. And I'm still there. I'm still doing it now. That is a way that you can turn what's happened to you, flip the switch and say, okay, if I'm going to continue in life, I've got to stop visiting there. Do you know? I've got to stop visiting there. Get to it, dissect it, analyze it, and live with it differently. But the scenario of traumas and triggers was still playing around in my head, even though I had a lovely rosy-colored life, been with my husband for 32 years, children, grandchildren, everything grandeur and lovely. However, we all have to go to sleep with the contents in our head when we go to bed, yeah? So every now and then, the thing with traumas and triggers is that they come up like a thief in the night. You don't know when they're going to. It could be a song. It could be what someone said. It could be what someone's wearing. It could be a film or anything. And there's something and then you're there again. And you could be in any place. You could be on the train. You could be on the bus. You could be walking on the street. You could be at work having a meeting, and something comes up and people want to know what the hell's wrong with you. That's a trigger.
Yeah.
It's like a bullet. It's going to fire at you, and it's going to numb you straight away.
And it's not going to tell you when it's going to do it either.
Like a thief in the night. It just comes. So I thought to myself, I'm having too many of these triggers. They're coming unexpected. And they're intrusive. How can I tackle it? I've got to tackle the images that I keep seeing. And a lot of it was to do with that prison. And a lot of it was to do with facing the person. If I'd ever seen them on the street, how would I feel? I'm not going to walk the road. And, everything associated with the area even was playing on my mind. So I says, you know what? I'm just going to go there.
Wow.
I'm just going to grab the bull by the horns and I'm going to go there. And, I stood on that street for ages before I went in that visiting centre, decided to do this and decided to do that. And the first time I walked through those doors, after being searched, and this is a search that you're not going to go on a holiday. It's not one of them kind of searches where you put your bag through the screen and everything. You don't mind the search because you know that you're going on holiday. No. This is a search.
Yeah.
A real pat down search, invasive kind of search to make sure you ain't got nothing on you. So I've got to go through the humiliation of that. And then I've got to sit in a room. And my mouth was so dry. My lip hook up on my teeth.
Wow.
I had no spit to speak. Everything built up. I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna ask, and I'm gonna. Nothing was coming out. And then all of a sudden, some men started to speak. And I started to, okay, not like I thought. And different things started to come. And in the end, it was like all my judgmentality had disappeared. And I thought, all those years of this thing playing up and playing in my mind that it would be like this and it would be like that, and making up my own scenario, and it was nothing like that. And that's why I'm still there today. And this is the thing about mental ill health, is that there's nothing worse than a maybe, Cecile.
Yes. Yeah.
We take a no. We can take a yes. It's the maybes that mashes up our heads, because it's those scenarios that we make up and we build up and we circle around what if, maybes, could haves, what ifs, maybes, could haves, and they are not facts.
No. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
It gets exaggerated. It's Chinese whispers on a loop.
Yeah.
It's us talking to ourselves, and then sometimes those voices develop so much that they become real characters, and then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So what do we do when the voices start and the niggly things start, the conscious starts? Oh, you're not good enough for this. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be going there. They're not going to expect anything from you. That's how it starts. We've got to nip that in the bud. I says, okay, you're saying this and you're saying that. Let me find out for certain then. Let me just find out for certain if this is really how it would be. At least then I would have a definite, yes, it is like that, and start to tackle it. Or no, it's not like that, and think, what was I worried about? Get rid of the maybe. Get rid of the maybe. It's dangerous. It's a minefield. So I said, yes, I'm going to do that. And I've not looked back since. So I do play after play after play to tackle my writings, make them visual, make them earworms and visualizations in my head that diminishes and waters down the reality of the images I had before, Cecile. Because now I can see the play version that I've orchestrated, that I've been in control of, that I've managed, and more importantly, that I've had applause of. And it's when the triumph comes that, yes, you've done this. Yes, you've got through it. Yes, you're on your way. That's manifestation and overcoming your traumas, your triggers, and making it your own. Changing that negative narrative into a positive narrative that you can control. Come out of the automatic driving seat and into the manual. And even if you have to go gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, you are now in control. And that's the way I like to run my life.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Jannette. Oh my gosh. Dee said this is real talk. Exactly. That's exactly what you've been doing. That is real talk. And just fabulous. It's just fabulous to hear.
Thank you.
So what's happening now? What have you got coming up?
Well,
tell us about that one.
Yeah, well, this one that's coming up, obviously, it's a very special year. Special year for myself and my people, where we've come from. And secondly, a special year for the fact that I've been in the NHS for a long time, but decided to come out of it for the reasons to face the things I wanted to tackle more, more to the full. So we know that there's been NHS strikes, etc., etc., etc. So I think doing a play now that can research and go into what's happened with people, how they've come out of the NHS and the elders, how they are now, and also where we've come from on that Windrush ship. 75 years of Windrush and the NHS. Of course, I had to do a play about.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Let this year run by and me not do anything. I wouldn't be Lyricist B if I didn't. So this one is called The Legacy of MERLE MCKENZIE. And a lot of people, and there's been a lot of people and a lot of documentaries and pictures and things of that ship, just the Windrush ship.
Yeah.
People coming off it, etc. And their life from coming off the ship, where they were, how they were treated, where they are now, etc., etc., and the jobs that they had in construction industry, the NHS, the roads, the trains and things like that, and the buses. But I haven't come across a story that someone's told what it was like on the ship.
Okay.
Actually on the ship, and how they felt. Well, I was looking after an elderly woman, and one of the characters in the play is called Hyacinth. Now, Hyacinth was actually me as the nurse looking after Merle. Merle isn't the name. So I've got firsthand the story that she was telling me in bits and bobs that I would, I'm looking after her. And it was an earworm to me, what she was talking about, because it was very real at her generation, being as she died at 96. And my father was born in 1909. So I know that generation and what they went through and meant to be here, new, fresh, and then treated badly, even though you came by patient. So it's her story on the ship, and in how she was treated when she got off the ship, and going into the NHS, qualified as a midwife, but yet being told that she couldn't work as a midwife because her papers meant nothing here. And she had to retrain for years, and retrain with students that were under her. But those same students went above her and started abusive language to her that she put up with and stuck with, as many elders did. And rather than her dying with the secrets of what she went through and the shames on her lips, one of her grandchildren decided to start documenting some things, and I decided to make sure that that documentation was recorded. I've turned it into a play, and her legacy would live on through me and through the family. And that's what's important.
So because the question has been asked, is there a real Merle? So there is, but that's not her name.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, the story is as accurate as I can make it.
Yeah.
But because there's a lot of painful parts through it. As a lyricist, I've made the whole story of Merle McKenzie's legacy lyrical. It's very poetic all the way through, and there's songs, very deep, meaningful songs in there that I'm hoping will become an earworm, because the songs have a very strong message through it. But it's much easier to digest that than to tell it raw in its entirety. It's a little bit too painful. And as a mental health advocate, I'm mindful of triggers.
Yeah.
So within it, there's deep parts within the story, but as I said, I'm mindful of triggers. So I make it more lyrical so that it's digestible.
Yeah.
I make it kind.
Wow.
That in itself was really difficult, to be fair.
Was it?
Yeah, to change the words into a lyrical, a very, very long lyrical poem in a way. A lyrical. It was really difficult, and I had to think long and hard to use certain words that mimic the same words that she was telling me. So I give her truth.
Yeah.
And not my interpretation.
Yeah.
It's important, because then it would be a fabrication, wouldn't it? So I wanted to tell her truth, but tell her truth with tact. Yeah.
Okay, so that's on Sunday. How are the ticket sales?
Well, yeah, the tickets aren't going too fast, but that's okay. That's okay, because unfortunately it's a small place and it's only going to seat about 50 people comfortably, so that they're not going like this and they can't see. About 50 seats that is comfortable, so it's going okay. But the one that we did Saturday gone was full house.
Right.
House quite quickly.
And so will this be, because
So,
this is going out to the masses.
yeah.
This is going out to everybody out there.
And I've made it easy.
Early.
You know that payment from Eventbrite with tickets, you have to wait before you get that pay and so on and so forth. I like to make sure that my actors get something for their time. So I'm doing it via PayPal myself or via my husband's other bank account, so they can phone myself on 0781 881 4519. I repeat, 0781 881 4519. Leave a text or anything. I can call you back and I can give you the PayPal details and the bank account. And once you've done that payment through, I would then forward to your number a little slip that says you've got a seat to come in, either an adult seat or a child seat, because this is child friendly.
Fantastic. So it's the Jason Roberts Foundation, Pavilion, London. Postcode is on there. Doors open at 4. What time does it actually start?
Well, it's 4:30 till 6. Yeah,
because you've got to tell these people you need to be on time.
You need to be on time, because at the end of the day, there's nothing worse to actors on stage, especially because at the Jason Roberts Foundation, it's not an elevated stage.
Okay.
On the same level. So if people are coming in late, you're going to be amongst the sets.
Yeah.
Really. And you're going to be walking and you're going to be disrupting people's view. You may also stumble the actors' flow of what they're saying when you're ruffling around chairs and sitting down. It would also be very courteous, being filmed, that people refrain from opening crisp packets and that their telephones are on silent. Because on Saturday, we had cheese and bun and cheese being eaten. We had cups of tea being slurped.
Oh, no.
Sweetie packets opening, and I can hear that all over the recording. But it was elderly people. I understand if you got diabetes and you have to take a little something, but let it be a nice little jelly baby or something silent, something a little quieter, I mean, look at yourself. Consider that the fact it's going to be filmed. And the filming is for the courtesy of some people that I'm going to be showing it to you in the prison and in the refuge, and also for us to see back to improve our own acting skills and everything as well. So it's that. So please, on time, so there's no disruption. We would like to start on time and get out of the building on time, considering it is a Sunday, and get home, the ones that are traveling from Birmingham and outside of Birmingham, to get back home to start the working week all over again.
So doors open at 4, starts at 4:30. People, you need to be on time.
Yeah.
Jannette has, somebody's watching from Malawi. Hello. How you doing?
That's Dewu
Wow.
Makina.
Yes.
Makina.
Watching from Malawi. Hiya. Thank you for letting us know where you are. That's absolutely brilliant. Oh, I'm so excited. Anyway, getting back to you. So they need to be on time. You've given out your number, but actually they can contact either you, if they want to contact Simply D's, and we will then pass that on as well. There's many ways that they can get a ticket anyway. So it's this Sunday coming, £10 for adults, £5 for children. And it's going to be fantastic because whatever Jannette puts out there is always fantastic. Always.
And before we go, because I can see the time is clicking away now, and I'm very professional on timing. There's a special message within that, because a lot of people don't realize that there were Polish people on that Windrush ship.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
There we go. There's something in the story to tell about the Polish migrants that were on that ship, and they are not celebrated. And I've made it my business to mention that, because I believe they have the 75 years and they've not been mentioned.
Wow.
Come on now.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So that's with the story.
So that's really good. Really good. Hello, Nikkei.
Hi, Nikkei.
So,
hi. Hello, Jannette. How are you?
Hiya.
You had me going like this. I'm like, oh my God. You're talking to me. Hi, Munya.
Don't disappear, Jannette.
Okay.
If you've got time to just stay, and we'll come bring you back on at the end. But thank you. And like I said, anybody needs some information and you can't get hold of Jannette, come and we'll give you that info. You know, it's been fantastic talking to you. Absolutely fantastic.
You.
Yeah, it's been fantastic listening.
Was it?
Oh, yes, it was. It was really good.
So I'm handing over to the lovely Nikkei, who's going to be talking to Munya. How you doing?
Hi, Nikkei.
Hello. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. So welcome everybody. Yeah, it's a bit different today. I wasn't on at the beginning, so yes, it's nice to see you all. And this is my friend, Lady Munya. Lady Munya, please tell everybody about yourself.
Well, my name is Lady Munya, and I'm part of Pamtengo Radio Station. I also run a shipping business, World Cargo International, and a charity organization called Unika. And I'm a trustee of quite a number of women organizations. And I'm a mother. And what else?
Do you want to be anything else? That sounds like a lot of stuff. Oh my Lord.
You know what, nowadays when people ask me what do you do, I think the best answer for me is I do my best.
Yeah, that is quite a good answer, to be fair. But also, it's also good to celebrate the things that you can.
Oh yes, and I wrote a book with you and all the other ladies that were here. So I'm a co-author as well. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Wow, and we're still living the legacy of that book. I would say.
Yeah.
It's always come back, especially when you see, like Jannette said, even before Life in a Lockdown, she was a published author. So the benefits of doing something was amazing. So tell us. Obviously, there is something that you want to promote here, but you did mention something that I didn't know before about this charity that you run called Unika. So maybe I've been sleeping, which is quite possible. I sleep a lot. Tell us about that.
Well, I wouldn't say you've been sleeping as such, because you know already most of the projects that we do with Pamtengo Radio, and also the Luton AfroFest. Last year we did the basketball. So the mother of all those projects is a charity called Unika.
Okay, and what does Unika do? Who does it support?
What do you mean?
So, okay, maybe I didn't ask the right question.
Okay, let me try and explain it for you. Unika is the charity, right?
Yeah.
And Unika has Pamtengo Radio as one of its projects.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the people that it supports. I'm sure you know what Pamtengo Radio do. We are a community radio station. We run quite a number of projects in the community around Luton. We offer news, info signposting, and we also partner to do events like the one we're going to be talking about in a few minutes, which is the Luton AfroFest. And Unika also supports last year we did free sessions, basketball, free sessions.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that is another project that Unika does. Unfortunately, this year, our funders said because they funded that last year, they're not going to fund us again this year. So we didn't manage to to have those sessions for the young people during the summer holidays. But it's something that we are hoping that we will perhaps find a long-term solution to it, which we haven't really found yet. But I'm very, very keen to find somebody who can support us with this project, because it was a very good project for the young people. They enjoyed it. It kept them out of trouble. It gave them something. It's a purpose. It gave them something to look forward to, which is what most of the people in the community are trying to do. Give our young people things to do so that they don't get bored and start all this nonsense on the streets. Antisocial behavior, getting into drugs and fighting, and you know what happens with the young people if they don't get something that they are doing that has a purpose in their lives. So yes, we are going to continue with the basketball sessions. How are we going to do it? Like I said, I don't know yet, but we are working on it.
Munya, can I just say quickly, is there something wrong with your light? Because you keep going in and out of focus. So it's flashing. Like the light is coming on and off. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's the light. I think maybe it's the position of my laptop. How is that?
Yeah. Okay. It seems to be a bit stable now. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the AfroFest. Tell us about the AfroFest.
AfroFest is a celebration of the. Oh, I see what you mean there. Every time I move, it goes a bit darker. AfroFest is an event that we've started holding outdoors from last year. Our last event was at Manor Park. I think you were there. So this year we're holding it at Stockwood Park. We're hoping this year it's going to be bigger and better than what we did last year. It's a celebration of our African culture. There will be food, drinks, live music, exhibitions from various businesses, arts, crafts, jumping castles, a lot of fun entertainment for the children. So yeah, it's happening at Stockwood Park. It starts at 12 noon and finishes at 8 p.m.
Wow, that's amazing. So that's a long day. So how do people get to attend? How do they get tickets? Do they just turn up?
It's a free event, and the way we've been trying to gauge the number of people who are coming, we have a link to an Eventbrite, but doesn't mean that you can't come if you don't have a ticket from Eventbrite, because I know a few people have been struggling to get a ticket from Eventbrite, and I've looked into it, and I think the link is working now. But like I said, it's not something that if you don't have a ticket, then you're not allowed to come in. It's a free event for anybody, so you can just turn up. Yeah. Wow. There's no fee that you have to pay, so you can come whatever time you want and bring people along. And yeah. That's just about it.
Wow. Okay, so with the like you mentioned, there's going to be live music, there's going to be food stalls and stuff like that, and obviously it's all celebrating, like you said, African culture. So do you have like a little insight to the type of people that will be there? What type of food stalls will be there?
Well, everybody will be there. That I can promise. Everybody would be there, regardless of where they come from. Everybody across Luton will be there. But talking about the exhibitors and the type of stalls that you can find there, our main sponsors is Luton Rising, which is our airport. They've been doing a lot for our communities, supporting a lot of social cohesion in the community, and they are one of the sponsors that have made this event possible, together with the Community Fund, which is the lottery. the big lottery.
Okay.
So yeah, as long as we continue playing the lottery, even though we don't win, these are some of the things that we intend, funding communities for us to benefit from. We have also the NHS blood transplant. They will be there as well.
Okay.
The main reason we decided to have the NHS blood transplant is that I'm sure in our Black community, there is less of us who donate blood. So the NHS is short of blood of our type of people. So this is to encourage our community that we need to be putting more effort in going to donate blood and things like that.
So will they be will they just be sharing information on that day, or are they going to have the van there and they can do it on the spot?
They're going to have, I'm not sure if they're going to be actually doing a session of taking blood from anybody on the day. I haven't discussed that with them, so I'm pretty sure that will not be the case. But then again, not ruling out, I'm not sure. I will need to check with them and see if they would be doing that on the day. But yeah, they have their whole team coming, and yeah, they'll be there, and I would encourage everybody to just pop into their stall and see them, have a chat with them, and find out how and what you need to do to be a part of the person who are donating blood or any other transplant, to be honest.
Right.
We also have our lovely Bedfordshire police. You know how they keep us safe in the community. They are also going to be there with their vans. They're going to have their uniforms. Last year they were very popular because everybody wanted to try their hats and their jackets and take pictures and pose with them on their cars.
Oh, wow.
They'll be there again this year, and we're going to have so much fun. In addition to that, we have also the Bedfordshire Fire and Rescue Service. So we have the fire brigade. The big truck is going to be there. Well, if there's no emergencies, call out for them on that day, but they are going to take some time to be there. And with the Bedfordshire police, the young people can go and see what happens with the fire service, and they will also be giving out information about how to be safe in your own home, how you can, the safety measures if in any case there's any issues or concerns about your electricity, just to prevent causing a fire in your own home. So they will be giving out information on safety against fire in your own home. Then we have the Luton Mall. They also one of our sponsors. They've supported us very, very much with advertising, and I'm sure if you one person who goes into the mall, you have seen our Luton AfroFest in one of their online display screens in the mall. And they would not. I'm not sure if they're going to be having a store in person on the day. I still need a confirmation from them. Then we have Pamtengo Radio, obviously, that we're going to be running this show.
So are you going to be, obviously Pamtengo Radio is going to be there, so are you going to be broadcasting live to people?
Yes, we have broadcast live that is going to be going on the day. We will have Facebook live and also YouTube. And there would be one of our guys will be taking photographs as well of everything that is going on today. And this will be uploaded on our social pages. And we encourage people, if you're coming along, if you're taking your own pictures, then please take us along and just give us a shout so that we know that you were there celebrating with us.
Yeah, that's amazing. It sounds like it's going to be a fun event. So Simply Deeds did put up there just to remind people of which entrance to use, because I think on the tagline to make sure that we don't use the golf entrance.
Okay, I haven't even finished the exhibitors. I don't know if you.
Oh right. Do you want to go through the whole lot?
Not quite, but there is quite a few of them that would be exhibiting the arts and crafts, and they would have a lot of stuff on sale on the day. So bring some cash with you. There's going to be some exciting things little things that you would want to buy, and perhaps you would be able to get some African dresses, Afro design, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a fashion show as well. So yes, that's there's a lot that's going to be happening. So please come along.
Yeah, you need to come along. I was going to say, because obviously, even if you listen to everything here that Munya is saying out, it's not the same as experiencing it in real life.
Yes.
Honestly, these events in and around Luton, they are the best. You need to come and experience them, is what I would say. And so that's amazing. So just to remind everybody, what time is it on from again?
Yeah, you mentioned about the entrance. Stockwood Park is huge. So please don't go to the golf side area or the other. We will be off the entrance on Farley Hill Road, directly opposite the Whipperley Way Road. That's where our entrance would be. So if you go on the other side coming from the M1, you won't find us there. You need to come down to the Farley Hill Road. That's where we will be. There's free parking, so you don't have to worry where am I going to park my car, and your car is going to be safe as well. We will have security there who will be going around making sure that everything is safe and everybody is is in good environment. There's no. You know what I'm trying to say. Just make everybody feel at home, not jibby jabby, and you start thinking, oh, what about my car? People are going to break in my car or stuff like that. Yeah. So like I said, it's a free admission. It starts at 12 until 8 in the evening. And the postcode, for those who are not sure, is LU1 4BH, and it is at Stockwood Park in Luton. So come on and join the tribe.
Yes, indeed. So there you go. So all the information is on the ticker going across there. I'm sure it's going to be in the description. But as with always, anything Simply Deeds, if you can't find it, just send us a message and we will get the information to you, or we'll pass it on to Munya. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it because I was gutted I couldn't come last year.
I'm just tidying up the last bits and pieces, but I'm calm.
Yes, Simply Deeds. You said that they love the tagline, join the tribe. It's true.
I'm enjoying the tribe.
All it takes is to say yes, so when you go back, like Munya said at the top, all three of us are all connected because we're all in the same books. And I'm not saying that if you said no to the books, you wouldn't be part of the tribe, but the point I'm making is it just starts with saying yes, with participation.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So, thank you, Munya, for coming on, Lady Munya. It's gonna, just for anybody out there who hasn't been, it's gonna be an absolute fantastic Saturday. Families, bring your kids, everything. Come get something to eat. Simply Deeds has got a stand there as well. So yes, come along. Stockwood Park. If you live in Luton, you know where that is. Just make sure you come from the Farley Hill.
You use the right entrance.
Yes, so come in from Farley Hill side, not London Road side.
Yes.
So not London roadside where the golf club is, the other side, Farley Hill, where Farley Hill is. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Wow,
Thank you
amazing.
so much, Cecil and Nick, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Yes, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Are you coming, Cecile?
For a little while, I work on Saturdays. That's one of my work days. Yeah, so I'm going to see if I can do a little bit in between. But yes, yeah. So,
all right.
Been a fabulous show. Jannette's had to go, so just reminding everybody about her event on Sunday. So we've got 2 different events coming up. Have a look on our Facebook page because we want to see you at both. And thank you, Lady Munya, for coming on, and thank you, Nikkei, for hosting with me.
Always fun. I was going to say, just going back to something Jannette said. She made me laugh when she said, when she was mentioning about the fact that, you would be talking to your younger self and lots of people would be berating themselves. And I was sitting there in the back going, yes, that's me.
It's all of us. I was feeling the same as well. Yeah.
Because that's what you're going to do. You're going to go back and tell your younger self, oh, you shouldn't do this. Actually, be a little bit more constructive and positive.
Yeah,
there's definitely
100%.
We've all had positivity along the way to get to this age. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be here, would we? So, yes, don't only berate yourself. You've got to look at the positive sides.
I know. When somebody says something that resonates with you feel the need to share because it's good.
Of course.
May I just say that thanks to people like Jannette, we can actually tell our own story. Exactly how it happened, what happened, and not have people tell the story, because I've had stories being told in the past and everybody's like, that's not quite right. So it's good that we are now getting to tell our own stories on our own platforms, and this will be a history that will be carried on to our young people, and they would know exactly what happened.
It's fantastic. It is. It's absolutely fantastic. So we'll be here next Tuesday, 12 o'clock. As usual.
Always.
So see you all then. And if you're watching it on catch up, let us know. Drop a little message. Say that you're watching it on catch up. And we'll see you all.
And let us know where you're watching from as well, because we have somebody from Malawi on today.
Yes. Let us know where you're watching from.
That makes it more exciting, isn't it?
It does.
I know. International.
Yes.
Indeed.
See you all then.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.